evident that human activities have had significant and often detrimental impacts on the environment and biodiversity. Overpopulation, overconsumption, deforestation, pollution, habitat destruction and climate change are just a few examples of the ways in which human actions have contributed to the decline of ecosystems and the loss of species. These issues are interconnected and have complex, far-reaching consequences for both the natural and human world. While individual actions such as binning and wasting food or not picking up the crisp packet that just so happened to fall out of your car door compartment might seem small in the whole scheme of things, but when these are multiplied across billions of people across the world, they can collectively have substantial effects on our environments. Biodiversity is a delicate balance in nature, and even seemingly minor disruptions can have cascading effects throughout ecosystems. For example, the loss of certain species can disrupt food chains, reduce pollination, and even impact human health and well-being as we progressively lose more clean water and air. As such, food poverty is a major problem facing the world currently. And back in 2018, both US and European markets witnessed a 20% rise in food prices that lasted for 3 weeks due to major droughts and heat waves. And even recently in the UK, we have experienced huge price rises that have caused avoidable hunger to the nearly 5 million people living in poverty. As a young child, while attending primary school, food poverty had hit my school hard. It comes in forms of such young children coming to school without any lunch and even being rejected by the school canteen, or even looking over and seeing my friend's lunchbox practically empty because food at home was so scarce. And this disease is still rampant today, where 1 in 10 children live in food poverty. And even the most beautiful places the earth has to offer are being affected by a lack of urgency for change. For example, the National Geographic Society has revealed that Australia's Great Barrier Reef, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, has succumbed to the ruin climate change threatens. It's seeing half of its rare reef massively suffer due to the hands of a process called coral bleaching. When the water is too warm, corals expel the algae along with its beautiful colours, turning it white. Although this doesn't necessarily kill the reef as such, it puts it under huge amounts of stress and can take decades to return to its natural health. Recognising the importance of individual and community responsibility is crucial in addressing these challenges. While it's true that humans have caused much of the damage to the environment, it's also true that humans have the ability and the chance to make positive changes for the better. Many individuals, communities, organisations and governments are working towards more sustainable practices, conservation efforts and the restoration of ecosystems. Addressing these complex issues requires a multifaceted approach, including education and awareness, raising awareness about the importance of biodiversity, the severity and personal consequences of its loss, and how individual actions can make a much bigger difference than one thinks. Sustainable practices, adopting sustainable lifestyles, reducing food, fabric and plastic waste, conserving energy, and making environmentally conscious choices about eating and living habits. Conservation and restoration, supporting efforts to protect and restore animals' habitats, as well as promoting conservation initiatives for endangered species, helps maintain biodiversity. Worldwide organisations such as World Wildlife Fund is one of the most famous for their hard work in the race against time to transform the future of wildlife by fighting governmental policies and relying on donations and animal adoptions, which leads me on to policy changes. Advocating for and implementing policies that prioritise environmental protection, conservation and sustainable development is essential at our local, national and international efforts, whether they are political or not. Innovation, advancing technologies and practices that minimise the environmental impacts, promote renewable energy and reduce pollution can contribute to more sustainable societies. And finally, collaboration. Working together across sectors, borders and oceans is necessary to address global environmental changes effectively. And it's important to remember that while individual actions matter, systematic change is much needed. Large-scale solutions that address our overconsumption, unsustainable development and the root causes of environmental degradation are essential for creating a healthier planet for both humans and the diverse array of species that we share it with. Thank you.